Hello everyone, hello Doers. Thank you to join us to this talk. The topic of this presentation is leveraging the migration process to return to a nearly full standard implementation. My name is Dennis Smith, I'm project manager and a business analyst at Acsone. I will co-present this talk with François Périlleux, ERP coordinator and e-commerce manager at Medipost. I give you a little time to scan the QR code. I would like to remind you there will be a Q&A session at the end of this presentation. Okay, let me start to presenting Acsone in a short. Acsone is a Odoo Gold partner since 14 years. Acsone is also passionate about open source and an active contributor and sponsor of Odoo Community Association. Let me introduce the methodology we apply. The first step was to organize workshop with business team. The goal was to understand the goal of the daily processes, identify what was truly required, and separate the essential needs from the request invited from the old system. This workshop provides us a clear foundation for the rest of the project. The main goal of the ERP project was to simplify the ERP by returning to the Odoo standard module and OCA functionalities, while keeping the critical business requirement and function. On the next step, we decide to restart from Odoo standard version. Finally, for the specified needs that could not be covered by Odoo modules and OCA, we carry out targeted developments. This allows us to keep the complexity to the minimum and ensure the future compatibility with Odoo standard evolution. Now, I give the floor to François.
Thank you, Danny. So, let me start with a few words about Medipost. So, Medipost is a well-known SME based in Liège, in Belgium. We specialize in the distribution and the sales of medical and paramedical equipment. And since 2023, we also run as a pharmacy. We serve both professional and individuals through our physical point of sale, but mainly remotely via e-commerce, mails, phone, and our sales representative, which are on roads. In some numbers, at Medipost we are around 40 employees. We serve annually around 50,000 customers, and we generate around 12 million revenue annually. No, too fast, okay. So, as Medipost is a growing SME, the ERP become absolutely essential. So let's rewind in 2018, the beginning of our Odoo journey. At this time, Medipost was running on Exact Globe. For those who don't know, Exact is mainly an accountability system with side module, which allow some sort of stock management and so on, but it's quite complicated and hard to maintain. So at this time, lots of operational documents lived on the NAS, tons of Word file, Excel sheet, PDF, and a lot of paper in every process. We had no real inventory management, of course no use of PDA in warehouse. We had no replenishment rule and no restocking. Everything was done manually by phone and using paper. So we made the big decision to migrate to Odoo 12. The scope of the mission was clearly ambitious. We use inventory, sales, purchase, point of sales, and so on. And let me show you some big app. So everything, it was complicated, of course, but it worked. It took us about two years, but we migrated successfully in 2021, but with a lot of customization. So let me show you some app we had to implement. The inventory was one of our biggest challenge and still is. we implemented several flow, inbound and outbound, and we manage our stock through thousands of location. We have single step and two-step purchase. We have replenishment from reserve to picking area, and from picking area to point of sale. We have several outbound flow regarding sale channel, and everything is supported by heavy customization at the point of where almost nothing remained standard in our Odoo 12. So the logistic work, but at a high cost of development, and it's really hard to maintain and migrate. So the accounting app followed the same story. We had to build a custom solution to import and manage banking data, both online and physical transaction. We developed a fully customized integration for a payment method in point of sale, both cash and card. And we had to do a tailor-made system for automatic reconciliation and follow-up to the customer. All these features were critical, no doubt, but they were miles away from the Odoo standard at the time. And last but not least, one major point was the e-commerce. So with Odoo 12, we migrated to Magento 2 with a custom built synchronization with Magento. We sync everything. We sync the product attributes, the stock levels, the sales order, of course, customer, price list, promotion, everything. It works very well, but once again at a high cost of development. But well, still it delivered amazing results. Our e-commerce turnover grew tenfold under Magento 2. But well, so we are still on Odoo 12 because we have never been really able to update it in regard of the height customization we implemented in Odoo. But the turning point for us has been Odoo 18. Odoo 18 has been an opportunity for us to end the heavy customization and finally embrace the standard of the ERP. So with Acsone, we made a very bold decision. Let's set all those development aside and start from a clean white sheet. Easy to say, but really not easy to do, because this code, we paid for it, we know it, we trust it. It's like a bit like leaving your old car behind when you buy a new one, you see. And as well, every single process in the company had to be fully reviewed from scratch and re-engineered. But finally we did it in just a few days, 6 exactly. We will finally go live on Odoo 18. So what we did, basically, we standardized everything. In inventory, we redesigned every single rules to standardized. In accounting, we trained our user. We discovered tons of new features. And once again, we standardized. And finally, in e-commerce, Odoo is now more than a strong CMS alternative, so we said no to Magento, no to Shopify, and once again, we embrace the standard, and we will launch our e-commerce on Odoo 18. So basically, everywhere where it was possible, we have been standardizing. So what we learned from this journey? Standardization is not just about taking Odoo 18 as it is. It's more like building a bridge that you build step by step between the business requirement and the ERP system. On the business side, we learn to challenge our truths, challenge your certainties. We design complex processes with humility and adapt them to a new perspective, the perspective of the ERP standard. And on the ERP side, we went deep into the configuration. We tested, we explored different paths. We extended with several, 13 exactly, OK modules, but only where it made sense. And step by step, the two sides came closer until only a very, very, very small gap remained that will be filled with a very, very small amount of custom code. To build this bridge, you need the right partner, a partner who knows Odoo deeply, who can challenge the process, configure Odoo in the smartest and the wisest way. Because Odoo can do so much if processes are challenged, if configuration is done wisely, and if at the very end, the last bit of code is well written and properly. And of course, the partner also takes care of the data, hosting and support. That's the cherry of the cake. So we are very grateful to Acsone for that. And that's it. In a few days we will be live. We will leave behind all of our customization and embrace the standard, and we are very proud of that. And if I can leave you with a last punchline, customization took us far, but standardization will definitely take us way further, and we are really happy and excited about the future. Thank you.
Thank you, François.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Let's wait for some seconds because they're currently asking the question.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
on the pad. The first part of the first question. After being live on Odoo 18, do you expect more developments?
Well, we don't accept more development as the goal is definitely using the standard. What we accept is discovered new opportunities in Odoo 18, like using new module, new app to develop new part of the business and continuously growing. But we don't accept to develop more at the moment.
Okay, that also answers the second question. So, where is your Odoo hosted?
Excuse me?
Where is your Odoo hosted?
Acsone is taking share of our hosting, and I think it's hosted at OVH in France.
There's another question that is coming. Let's wait. What were the areas in which you deemed that a small development was needed in Odoo 18?
Well, the final development for us was very specific. It was in inventory.
Yes.
It was showing to the person in the reception. So when the goods arrives in the warehouse, the people we receive it need to know where it will be finally addresses. So the small development were just to show on the screen, on the PDA, when the person at the reception receives the goods, just to show him where it's supposed to be after. So he can organize it on the good side of the reception. But we will probably once again go to the standard in some months and erase this development, because I think we can manage it more wisely with standard routes, with our rangement, route de rangement en anglais.
Localization way. Road localization.
Road of localization in Odoo, which is very powerful.
If we have any other questions so far, these are all the questions.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your presence.
Thank you.
Bye.